Welcome back, folks. Well, today we have Captain Stephen Correa here with the Salvation Army, and he's going to tell us all about this Red Kettle campaign. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the show today.
Well, thank you for allowing us to be here. Well, the Salvation Army Red Kettle campaign is the single largest fundraiser nationally for the Salvation Army.
Wow, nationally.
And it's really important that we're successful because the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign composes about 20% of our annual budget.
Wow. And so when does this all kick off? Well, let's actually take a step back and let's tell us a little bit about the Red Kettle campaign itself and kind of how it was created.
That's a great question. In 1891, there was an officer like myself. His name was Captain Joseph McPhee.
Okay.
And he was stationed in San Francisco. And one thing that he noticed was that there was a lot of poor people who otherwise would not have a Christmas meal. Mm-hmm. And so he borrowed an idea from when he was a sailor back in Liverpool, England.
Wow.
And so he took a pot, it was called, back then it was called Simpson's Pot back in England, and he took that pot and he put it at Oakland Ferry's Landing and put a little sign that just simply said, "Keep the pot boiling."
Okay.
And so the idea was all the money that went into there would be used to fund a Christmas meal.
Wow.
And so that was in 1891.
Mm-hmm.
By 1897, just 6 years later, there was a nationwide effort by the Salvation Army to provide meals. And that year, in 1897, 150,000 meals were provided for Christmas at Christmas time.
That's amazing.
Then in 1901, we had such a successful campaign that at Madison Square Garden, we were able to fill the arena and have a dinner. Since then, the Salvation Army Red Kettle campaign has become the signature fundraiser for the Salvation Army.
That's amazing. So it's just grown each year to something bigger and better, helping more and more people. And that's great. So when does this usually kick off? Is it right on December 1st or is it around, well, not December 1st because we're already in that time. I've already seen them. I was just telling you, I was out at the stores and I had already seen them. I heard the bells ringing. So when does it get kicked off?
Well, we had a soft start back on the 10th. We have about 25, 30 locations. And obviously, usually the question is, well, why so early?
Mm-hmm.
Why so early? And I'll tell you, because we're already having families that have been registered for Angel Tree.
Okay.
As you know, Angel Tree is our Christmas program to provide Christmas toys and clothes. Well, we need to get to work on that already.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have about 2,000 children that we're helping this year. And so we started those bell ringers. But the big push is on Black Friday. The day after Thanksgiving, we'll be at all of our major locations like Walmart. Walmart and all the Walmart neighborhood markets. You'll already see us at Walgreens. You'll see us at Big Lots, J.C. Penney's, all around the La Plaza Mall. La Plaza Mall has been a great sponsor of us. They even let us put an angel tree back in the mall again.
Oh,
so we're
nice.
so excited. This has been a great season already. So the major push begins on Black Friday.
Okay.
And that's really important, again, that we're successful. Why? Because that change, all those little pieces of change that we put into the kettle is life change for somebody else. I tell our volunteers and our seasonal bell ringers that when you look at the Red Kettle, that kettle represents hope for somebody. Because that kettle, the money in it, may be someone's rental deposit or their utility assistance, trying to keep them from becoming homeless. That kettle represents the 71,000 meals that we provided out of our shelter. Wow. That kettle represents the 91,000 meals that we provided to the refugee camp. That kettle represents the 15,000 nights of shelter that the Salvation Army provided last year.
That's amazing.
So it's not just what we do at Christmas time. First and foremost, that money goes towards the Christmas effort. But then the leftovers helps us serve all year long.
Right.
Because the Salvation Army is always busy serving
Exactly.
Hidalgo County every day.
See, and that's what I was just about to mention is that, you know, you see the Salvation Army always attached to things, service programs that are helping or different organizations or that they want to, events to help. And it's always the Salvation Army that you see. It's always the first ones to step up to kind of reach out and give a helping hand. So is that where it comes down to the basis? That's your foundation of always wanting to help.
That's right. You know, people wonder why we wear these uniforms. And we don't wear them because they're cool. They're a little warm, especially in the valley.
Exactly, yeah.
But we wear them because it symbolizes who we are. The S's on our uniform don't represent Salvation Army. We are a Christian church first and foremost. And so the S's on our uniform stand for I'm saved by God to save others. And I'm saved by God to serve others. And so our driving principle is that we want to meet physical human needs, whatever that may look like, so that we can meet your greatest need, which we believe is salvation.
That's amazing. That's great. Everything that you all do, that you're out there helping people, and you're, really, doing what you can to help. Now, if somebody wanted to be a volunteer and help out, especially with this Red Kettle campaign, can they still do so?
Absolutely. Please, we need volunteers. While we have seasonal bell ringers, it's always great when we have volunteers, service organizations, sports teams, local churches. Please come get involved with what the Salvation Army is doing, because when you partner with the Salvation Army as a volunteer, you're partnering to help better your community. You are helping your neighbor in need. And I think that's really important for people to see that it's not just a paid or seasonal worker, but it's the community coming together to support their neighbor, because need knows no season.
Right.
And when you do partner, that's why we're able to say that 82 cents of every dollar that's raised by the Salvation Army goes directly back into our services.
Wow.
And that's a huge number. Compare the numbers of the Salvation Army to other organizations, and you'll see that we're doing a very good job with the resources that are provided to us. And a key to that is volunteers. Please call 682-1468 and say, yes, I want to volunteer with the Salvation Army to help my neighbor in need.
That's perfect. And now the money that is donated during this time, does that go right back to Hidalgo County, or does that get dispersed throughout the nation as well?
No. The money that is raised in Hidalgo County stays in Hidalgo County.
And that's important to note then, so people know exactly, like you mentioned, you are actually helping your neighbor to kind of, just be better to help them out.
That's exactly right. A lot of people think, Salvation Army is nationwide, so the money's going someplace else. No. Every Salvation Army unit has to be self-supportive. We don't have resources coming in from other places unless we have direct mail donors that are supporting us, but they're supporting the Salvation Army of Hidalgo County. So we don't just serve McAllen, we serve every city, every resident, everyone who comes through Hidalgo County is available for services from the Salvation Army.
That's amazing. And so how long will they be out there, the bell ringers?
Until December 23rd. Normally we're there till 24th, but 24th is Sunday, and we're in church on Sunday.
Right, of course. Well, that's amazing. It's going to be an exciting time. So people can still be volunteers. You always are welcoming them. Now, what was that number one more time so that people can reach out if they're watching this right now and say, I want to join in, I want to be a bell ringer, I want to participate?
Call 682-1468. Ask for our public relations department and say, yes, I want to volunteer and ring a bell. Or you can contact us through Facebook Messenger. Go to the Salvation Army, McAllen, Texas.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, sir, for coming in, and thank you for all that you do for helping the people of Hidalgo County.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, folks. Well, when we come back, we have Team Mario here talking about their latest achievements regarding their autism awareness campaign.